What's up, guys? Back again with the review of Fear the Walking Dead, Episode 3, Season 1, entitled The Dog. The episode starts with the riot still going on outside, people just going crazy outside the barbershop where Travis, Liz, and Chris are with the Salazars. Chris puts his hand on the wall and he says it's really hot, so he could tell there's a fire, next door, basically just forcing them to flee out of there, get out of there. The group manages to reach Travis's truck and escape, but not before Griselda, which is the main Salazar. Daniel is his wife. She was basically broke her ankle or something happened when a scaffold fell on it. They try to take her to the hospital, but it's already overrun. The cops are shooting, walkers that are coming out, and it's just pandemonium. Back in with Madison and Nick and Alicia at Madison's house, they're just kind of kicked back waiting on Travis to come back and playing Monopoly, just trying to play it cool. And then they keep something outside. Eventually, it sounds like somebody tapping on the door or something, and it's revealed that it's just a dog. I'm not sure. They never said whose dog it was, or the neighbor's dog, or what it was, but they let the dog in and whatnot, and then they hear something again, and it's the guy that had turned in the last episode and attacked the lady across the street. I really don't know his name. I don't remember. I don't think they ever might have said it or not, but they see him coming towards the house on the outside, so they try to go to the next door neighbor's house, and they know that their neighbor has a shotgun. Then they're going to try to get a gun and to defend themselves. So they go over there and find the gun and everything. And as they're about to come back, they see Travis pulling in. And by this point, they had left the front door open, and the walker is in the house now going after the dog. And so they try to get out there and warn Travis that there's the infected in there. But it's too late. They can't get there in time. Travis is already inside. He sees the guy basically eating the dog. He's killed it, and he's chowing down on the dog and whatnot. And he's trying to talk to the person. He thinks he's just sick. He don't know what to think of it. Travis is trying to believe what's happening. You know what I mean. And eventually they struggle around, and then Daniel, the old man from the Salazar family, ends up taking the shotgun from Madison, who's there by this point, and shooting it in the face, which he just shoots the front of his face, so it's still coming at him with no face, kind of crazy looking. And then Daniel ends up finishing it off, headshot. All three of the families decide to stay in the house for the night and just going to evacuate the next morning because they don't want to go off in the dark, which I don't blame them. That's pretty smart. Ophelia, which is Daniel's daughter, recommends that to her father that they flee with Travis and the rest of the people, but Daniel says no, they are weak and insists they can survive on their own. The next morning, Travis and Madison and their families prepare to evacuate, but before they can, the California Army National Guard arrives and locks down the entire neighborhood. While everybody believes things will get better, Daniel watches on as the soldiers are quarantining the neighborhood and just explains, it laments, basically. It says, late. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode. A lot more action in this episode than we've seen thus far. Like I said, now the military's getting involved, and, it's going to be big. The people don't really realize what's going on yet, except for Daniel. He kind of knows, like he said, it's too late. Shit's already gone too far. Travis is still trying to wrap his brain around it, hoping that everything's gonna be good in the end. And I don't know, man. I think it's just, like I said, it's only gonna get worse each episode, and the walkers are gonna start be more walkers. It's gonna get bad before it gets better, which probably will never get better in the Walking Dead world. But yeah, I thought it was a very, very good episode after a break last week. It sucked I had to wait a week, but it was definitely worth it. I definitely give it probably like a 9 out of 10, at least an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, on the 1 to 10 scale. I thought it was a really great episode. like I said, I think they're only going to get better from here on out. But yeah, that was just my quick rundown and review of the third episode of Fear the Walking Dead season 1, entitled The Dog. Appreciate y'all checking it out, and I'll be back with y'all next week for episode 4.
Welcome to Woodburn.